Hello once again. Welcome back. This is Jonas Funston and
Ashley McCaffrey.
Here we are again for another video series for Vacation Rental 101, all things vacation rentals and second homes here in the Phoenix metro area.
Yeah.
Today, what are we going to talk about?
We are going to talk about the rates as it pertains to peak season versus non-peak season.
Okay.
That is a huge component in regard to the pricing strategy for your investment property, or if you have a second home that you're occasionally renting out. The time of year and how long someone plans on staying really is going to dictate the price point on a per night basis.
All rates aren't the same, right? So
Correct.
You basically have to move with the ebb and flow of the market. So like any market, whether you're here in Arizona, whether you're in California, Hawaii, Florida, you name it, there's going to be peak months and non-peak months. So you need to be mindful of that as far as how you're pricing your property. Make sure you're pricing it accordingly. Just like when we're reselling a home, we want to make sure we're priced in line with the market. You overprice, you're going to suffer by way of less bookings. You underprice, sure, you're going to fill warm bodies, but you might be shorting yourself some revenue, or maybe attracting some of the tenants that may be not as desirable.
Absolutely, and it's really something that it very much so affects your bottom line on a gross income standpoint year over year. The rate for the summer versus rate in January through April can be 3 to 4 times different.
Yeah,
so
drastic.
It can be, you're going to make the bulk of your money in those
cold
months where it's freezing everywhere else and everybody wants to be here. That's where you're going to make the bulk of your money. So you really want to make sure that, especially during those peak months, that your rate is really dialed in.
Absolutely. So here in Phoenix, we kind of break it up into two seasons, really. Your peak and non-peak. Obviously, the hotter it is, most people aren't locals like us that are used to kind of the extreme summer conditions. So you're not going to demand the higher rents that you see during peak season. Peak season actually starts around November and December, so our rates actually start to trick up pretty rapidly. And then January to April, we call it gangbusters. I mean, it's bonkers. I mean, the rates are astronomically higher. To Ashley's point, 2.5, 3 times, sometimes 4 times market rents. So we call those our gravy months. That's where all your money's made. And then obviously your off season, where you might incur some additional vacancy. We just want to get bookings in there, right? So it's going to be at a lower rate. Traditionally that could be 20, maybe 30 times, or excuse me, not times 30 to 20, 30% over long-term market rents, but at least help to offset and cover your expenses during those lulls, and then all of your profits going to be during the peak time. And then another one is pricing it accordingly as the market shifts. So there's ebb and flow in the market with more occupancy and less occupancy. And so dynamic pricing, which we've talked about in other videos, making sure you're making those tweaks or adjustments, time of season, or maybe when you need to kick up the throttle or ease it back.
An occupancy rate is something that we have discussed before, and that's another part of this puzzle. So you have 2 really main factors. You have your price per night or price per month, dependent upon if you're in an HOA where it requires it. But then we also talk about occupancy rate. When you have something where you're doing only a 2 or 3 night minimum, January through April, you're going to obviously make the most amount of money. But if you want to really help that occupancy rate as we get into slow season, what we see is that, or what we really advise a lot of our investors, is that we actually put in a longer term guest and have them be, stay in that property for 30, 60, 90 days. That way you're not making as much money, but you have the same person through all of the slow season. So you still have that consistent income that's coming in, and it's not as much of a peak and valley sort of situation.
Absolutely.
So we have a lot of different strategies to kind of help you weather the storm, weather the heat, so to say. So, if that's something that you want to discuss with us, reach out. We can help you figure out what the price would be per night, what the best sort of nightly minimum for you is going to be. We can really help with all the things. It's what we do. So
there are great tools out there, consumer tools, and some of the management companies use these tools. AirDNA, Mashvisor, just a couple. They're great kind of baselines. I kind of use those. The example of it's like the Zillow, where it provides valuable data, but it's not always as dialed in and accurate. So it's critical to have a partner that kind of knows how to do a deeper dive and kind of properly evaluate and assess those properties. But yeah, this is a big one, because this is what pays the bills, or this is what makes your profit, right? Depending on what you're looking to do. So anyways, hope you had great value from this video. If you like content like this, we'd like to churn out more. Make sure you like and subscribe. to us. And if they're going to reach out, who are they going to connect with?
Yeah, they're gonna actually, if you reach out to us
Yep.
or reach out to me, you will get me.
Yep.
So if you want to give me a phone call or a text or an email, like we'll definitely get back to you. And it's actually us on the other end.
That's it.
So
That's
yeah,
it.
reach out if you have questions or if we can help.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for your time. Looking forward to providing more content like this, and hopefully we hear from you soon.